All right, guys, we're back. Episode 16, Dynasty Trades in 5. I'm Clay.
I'm Shane.
Scott, Dynasty Trades and 5. Let's
No,
go.
yeah. Dynasty Trades in 5 today. We're gonna hit the great Terry McLaurin.
You're doing this again?
What, hosting? I'm an excellent host.
Yes.
Is that what you're getting feedback behind the scenes? It's like, dude, the guy in the middle, we still don't know who he is, and he sucks. So
I was told I need to assert myself more and become the superstar. So
all right, so go ahead.
That's it. That's all I got. Terry
All
McLaurin's our topic du jour.
Scott, your turn to talk. Go ahead.
Terry McLaurin. Well, I'll take an L on Terry McLaurin. I was off Terry McLaurin as a draft prospect. He smashed in year 1. Probably should have learned from it. Bought more Terry McLaurin. Bought some, but not enough. And then year 2, marred by injuries a little bit last year. He probably would have ended up finishing in the top 10, but he ended up getting injuries. So he cracked outside the top 12 last year. So I don't know. I don't have enough Terry McLaurin, but I think he's one of those guys where he's pretty much a consensus, I'd say top 15 receiver for most people in Dynasty.
Yeah.
The question is, how high do you put him? He's a little bit older. We were just kind of debating his age. MFL actually has his age wrong. He would just turn 26. So he will be 27 next year, which will be his 4th year, which is when he will hit free agency. So older prospect. Think of like Kenny Golladay going into free agency. Like he's probably going to, his second contract is probably going to be the one that puts him right into his prime, unlike other guys, which don't hit their prime until their 3rd contract. So I think it's just, how high do you put him? How high do you put him, Shane? Where would you slot him in?
Yeah, 15. I mean, he's definitely a guy you want on your roster, right? But he's probably not, obviously, in the Jamar Chase, AJ Brown, DK Metcalf paradigm. I don't know if that's the correct word, but I'll use it. He's not in that range. He's probably below that. I think I take him over Chris Godwin some weeks, and then other weeks I go, I think I want Chris Godwin. So he's probably top 15. Thing about him is, and I don't know if we're ever going to see it, we haven't seen his best because he's never had a good quarterback. Yep. If you're looking at Terry McLaurin and thinking, all right, well, if this is the best he's ever going to be, is that good? Like, what do I give up for this? I'd give up a 2023 first, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Would I give up a 2022 first and a 2023 first?
I need something back. What about you, Scott?
No, I don't think, and this gets into kind of principle of Dynasty values, just like where the scarcity is. I'm not giving up 2 firsts for Terry McLaurin.
Yep.
Definitely a guy I would give up almost any first for, unless it's a projected, top 2 or 3 pick, especially 2022. I mean, if you're talking about a middling, maybe I'm a playoff contender, I'm actually okay sending first for players in this range. If you can buy somebody like Terry McLaurin or either, any really of the Buccaneers guys like Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, Amari Cooper, like those guys I think are worth like mid to late first if you can do it straight up. But 2 first, no. I think their 2 first is resolved for, the top 7 or 8 guys. And
yeah,
most people aren't selling you, Metcalf, Jefferson, Chase for 2 firsts either. So it's just more than I want to give up for a receiver because Terry McLaurin's production is, it's good, but it's replaceable. There are other receivers at a much cheaper price that can do close to what he can.
How about Pittman and a late 2022 first? So Pittman and a late 2022 first or Terry?
Ooh, that one's a good one. I think that's one I'd probably still land McLaurin just because I'm not too confident that the 22 first, if it's late, is going to be anything better than just another Michael Pittman or, a Laviska Shenault, Brian Edwards level type prospect. Maybe a little bit better, just because typically like the wide receiver 4 through 6 is probably in that range, and it's probably better than the guys I just named. But it's essentially a 2 for 1. Start 10, start 11. I'm probably interested in taking the higher end piece there versus the 2 pieces. Just to add on Terry McLaurin, I think he's very similar. I think him and DJ Moore are very similar. DJ Moore is just 3 years younger. That's it. 2.5 years younger than Terry McLaurin. They're basically the same thing. Like they're being held back kind of by their situation their entire career. I don't know if it's guaranteed to get better. But that's one you can use as a barometer. Like DJ Moore, it takes Terry McLaurin plus 20% probably to get DJ Moore.
So who would you guys rather have, Terry or Diggs? Diggs, easy. Ridley. Still Ridley over McLaurin?
They're kind of the same guy, honestly.
Yeah, I expected more out of Ridley this year.
Big time.
I expected him to honestly be in the running for the wide receiver one this year. Everything lined up for him. The fact that he wasn't able to make that happen, and I know it's still early, kind of goes, okay, well, maybe he's not that guy. That's what that tells me. So he's more of a McLaurin. So whichever one I get something else on the other side of, I'll do.